Hi, it's Day from daydreamwalson.com. How you doing? So I just finished doing the June tarot check-in for Patreon, right? And one of the things that I've seen the past 2 months now is this theme around mental health issues like skyrocketing. There may be a serious uptick in mental health disturbances to the point where people are having outbursts and losing their shit. Like, just to see that, now 2 months in a row, there's gonna be an increase in melancholy, sadness, and you won't even know where the sadness came from, right? You won't even be thinking about anything in particular to make you sad. There might be I think I heard psychotic like breaks and episodes, right? Psychosis, people thinking that they're getting certain messages and then acting on those messages. And truth be told, they may be receiving those messages from a malevolent force. So there's something about just mental health issues. Guard your mind, right? Really watch what you ingest in terms of content, what you're listening to, what you're watching, who you're around, what you're indulging in, because it's going to be so easy to take on these really heavy, negative, disruptive energies, and it can really throw you off. Okay, so that's something I wanted to let you know about June. I have collective readings on Patreon, and then I do personal readings through my website, daydreamawson.com/store. So let's see what else the divine wants you to know about June, what you can expect in June. Yeah, I saw this before. There's like a very passionate, fiery energy, right? Which can be used in really great ways, which can be awesome, but you want to be careful of your fire getting the best of you and you exploding, right? So find ways to harness your energy and use it to really move forward on like passion projects, things that you're really interested in getting done and seeing through to fruition. But be careful again of this energy taking on a life of its own and leading you down paths that can be really harmful. Guarding, protecting, right? So, protecting your resources, guarding your resources, but this can also be what I just said in terms of guarding your mind, guarding, your thoughts, your emotions, and things like that. For some of you, this is going to be a really good time to kind of save, right? To save money, to be a little bit more restrained with your investments, to think things through and be discerning. Yeah, like there's just an energy of some type of negativity, toxic, you know, energy in the air that we need to be mindful of. And I think that's why it's important that you guard yourself. Be careful of getting yourself into situations where you can't easily get out, where I'm hearing lust. There's going to be a uptick in lust in the month of June, and I got that for the Patreon reading as well, where there's a need to be mindful of using your sacred sexuality in ways that are uplifting and inspiring and helpful. You can actually practice sex magic if that's something you're into at this time, because there is going to be like these strong combustible attractions between people. But be careful of it going too fast, being toxic, turning into toxicity. Be mindful of the fire kind of taking over you and consuming you, right? Be the one to manage it. Don't allow it to manage you. With the death card here, we might see, physical death. Obviously, that's always going to happen. But there might be, yeah, there may just be an uptick of physical people transitioning out of the physical, going back into the spiritual. So be mindful of that. For some of you, June is asking that you let go of some really toxic habits, some really toxic practices, ways of thinking and seeing the world. All right, like it's time for something to close out. And the divine is saying you've been holding on to this. You've been doing this for too long. For some of you, you've been holding on for dear life to this thing. And now it's time to, break free with the death card, or the divine is just going to take it away from you. With the high priestess here, really pay attention to your intuition. A lot of you are going to know that something is false and fraudulent and not right. Something's going to happen where you're going to know in your heart that it's not okay, it's not right, it's a lie, right? Especially with this here. This could be the way someone dies. We hear about someone dying in a particular way, and your like spidey senses are like, nah, that's not a natural cause of death, or that person didn't die the way they're saying. Like, there's something where you're going to know the truth. So pay attention. I also got in the Patreon reading, it's very important to listen to what people are saying, because you're going to receive very important information by just listening. Yeah, there's challenging energy here with opposition and square, right? A power struggle, a challenging situation. There's just some challenging energy in the air. The divine is telling us to pay attention to our intuition, to guard the things that are important to us, to avoid moving too fast, right? And to avoid getting like tied up, bound in things that are toxic, but also allow yourself to break free of things that have held you back for so long, because it's just time.